by the rivers of Babylon. Psalm 137 for the year 2020. By the closed front doors of our buildings, there we sat down and wept. On the wood and glass we hung our building closed signs, and with them we hung up so much of what we thought church should be or do. How could we sing the Lord's song in a strangely changed land? How could we keep the patterns of our faith when the places we meet, the homes of our worship, the places we come to greet one another in love, were out of bounds? How could we sing the song of love when we couldn't shake a hand? How deepen our discipleship when we couldn't meet as always planned? How could we be church when we couldn't be inside? How welcome people in when our doors can't be open wide? How keep to our schedule of meetings and committees? How pastor to one another without the cakes and teas? How could we sing the Lord's song in the middle of so many things changing? How still do church with all we know in all our lives shifting, rearranging? We sat and we wept. Then slowly in crept sharing of pain, of fear and confusion, an honesty, an openness, some new sense of union, as together, while the pews and chairs and halls stayed empty, we realised there were things we could do. Indeed, plenty. And even more, we saw what we kind of knew before, that church isn't something we do, it's something we are. It doesn't sit well for most of us yet, and the light at the end of the tunnel is too far off to get to. But perhaps what we're learning is that the song we sing is no arbitrary thing, but the heart's deep yearning to show and share and live God's love. A song which endures regardless of restrictions from above, to know that at home we're not worshipping alone, that our buildings are familiar to us, but sometimes they limit us from acknowledging the Lord's song is woven through every moment of our being. How can we sing the Lord's song in a strangely changed land? Perhaps we start by taking God's hand, who has been singing the song over each of us and in the hard times still trying to teach us. It's not what we do, the song is all we're called to be, by the God who put the song in you and me.